Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another build video. So this build ended up not at all what I thought it was going to be. I thought that it was going to be a modern tiny home, but then I switched the colors a lot. So at first I was just going to do like black and white, I guess, and some dark browns probably. But then I wanted to do maybe like multiple wood tones, so black, dark browns, warm browns, stuff like that. And then I ended up changing it completely to no longer a modern build, but a plant lover's tiny home, I guess is what it ended up being. So the main feature of this house is the backyard, which I'm working on now. It looks a little bit strange right now, especially with the stairs, but I think once I do the landscaping, it doesn't look as bad. So yeah, I honestly, like, I didn't know what to do for the front because it was the backyard that was like the main part of the house and what I loved about the house the most. So honestly, that's probably going to be my thumbnail, even though it'll look a little bit weird because the front is just so ugly. I don't know what it is, but when I use half walls, it makes my thumbnails ugly. And like when you put it on the gallery, it's ugly. So my gallery is completely broken and it has been, but if it isn't broken, I'll go ahead and upload this house on the gallery for you. Today we actually just got the update. This was built last night before the update. So I did see in the patch notes for the new update, along with the sentiments and the skin tone and makeup sliders, etc. In the platforms, if I didn't say that. They added new half walls. I think they said 12 new half walls, which I'll be interested to see. So there's probably going to be a bit more build videos coming up soon because of that, and I'm really excited. I also saw that there was like 100 bug fixes, but one of them, which I'm the most excited for, as I'm sure all of you are, I saw that they actually made it to where your Sims don't go all the way upstairs to use the bathroom sink to wash their dishes, rather than downstairs in the kitchen sink with the dishwasher and everything. So yeah, I think this is the part where I was changing it to like the warm tones with the ground patio in the back is the Spooky Day flooring, which I'm obsessed with right now. I think it's so pretty and it's in black, but then I was doing the warm-ish, I guess it's not that warm, but I was doing the brown in the front and I could not decide on windows and I didn't like any of the colors, but I did like white. So then I was like, okay, so like we'll do every color, I guess. But then we ended up changing it completely again at the end, which is really soon. And then right here, I kind of went crazy with hedges because, as I've mentioned before, I'm really bad at landscaping. So I just covered the entire build in hedges because I do know how to use hedges. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I do end up changing everything, even the patio floor. So that all changes. Everything changes. This build, I expected to take me about 30 minutes because that's how long the last build that I uploaded. I will leave that link down below for you guys to check out, but that took me 30 minutes, as most tiny homes do. And this home is even tinier. The inside is literally a small kitchen, a bathroom, and just a bed. But somehow it took me over an hour to do this because I was trying to make the landscaping look semi-decent, which is really difficult. So I used terrain paint here to try to make it look a bit less, I don't know, like just kind of plastered on. I feel like the little touch of terrain paint can help, which I'm really bad at terrain paint too. So yeah, it's not as good as some people's, but I think it definitely made a difference. And these low-lying plants are like the only plants I know how to use. I feel like we need more base game plants because whenever I'm landscaping, there's like nothing to use. There's literally nothing if you don't have any other packs. So that's really irritating, but I went ahead and added some of these cats and dogs plants because I just love them. These are basically my most used things. The rock, the cats and dogs plant, those like tree hedges, and the fern are basically like the only things that I use because everything else is kind of weird and I don't know how to use them. So yeah, I go a little bit crazy with the terrain paint trying to make sure that it gets everywhere and tries to make it look less just plastered on. Because right now, because I'm using flooring rather than terrain paint for the patio, I feel like it looks really clean cut and odd. So I go around the edges of it and it's a little bit overgrown, which I think is how we ended up on the whole plant lovers thing and changing everything about it. So I keep going with these same plants. That's like the tips that I've heard when it comes to landscaping, if you didn't already know, is just to use like the same on repeat, the same couple, like 2 or 3 or even 4. Apparently that makes it look more cohesive, so I attempted that. I think it looks okay. I did this in my last build too, so I don't know. I guess that's just what I'm doing right now. That's just the way I build at this point in time for whatever reason. And I think next I go ahead and put some couches out on the back. So my plan was to have this grill party-ish area up on top of the roof, and then the back where the doors, where I have the 2 walls open like that with the windows on it is supposed to look like an open door. So I wanted to have like a living area on the outside of that. And I wanted to do the different mixed tones, so this is where I take that like birch wood color and I kind of run with that, and it ends up changing the color scheme pretty heavily throughout the rest of the build after this. So I struggled with wallpaper. I'm pretty sure we just end up with white and some accents behind the kitchen. So now we're moving on to the rooftop, where it's really simple up here. There's just a grill and a patio table. I went with this concrete one because, again, it was supposed to be modern. It ended up not being modern, but I guess it still works. And I've never used this plant before, actually. So I go ahead and I put that in the front and the back. I think that it looks all right. I didn't know how to fill up the space very well, and I kind of wish I went with a different one. I forget what pack it's from. Maybe it's not even from a pack. I don't know. But there's one similar to this, and I didn't have any room on the windows for the planter boxes because of the hedges, so for whatever reason I put that on top of the door. I'm not sure why I did that, but I kind of like it. I've never done that before. And here you go. You can see I started to change. I changed the color of the door, the railings on the stairs, and the trim on top. And I end up actually changing this patio into concrete or stone. This stone right here, which I think brings in the lighter tones and looks really nice as well. And I have these couches out back with some planter boxes. The round ones I really like. I also did those in the same birch tone. And just a table with some candles. Oh, and I put a rug out here, which I really like. I couldn't tell when I put it down if I wanted it there or not, because I think that rug works really well as an outdoor rug, but I don't know. I couldn't tell because it's kind of weird to have a rug outside, but I'm pretty positive there is outdoor rugs, so I went ahead with that anyway, and I think it kind of helps tie it all together. Oh, and I put that base game orange tree next to the doors, which I love that tree. It came with, it was like an Asian update. There's like envelopes in it. Can't remember what holiday that's for, but it's one of the Asian holiday updates, and I really, really like that tree. I use it quite a lot. You can get some like I have right here without the red envelopes in it. Some swatches have the envelopes. So yeah, then I take this toddler stuff string light and I put those up, which is really ironic because I was gonna use the toddler stuff grill, but then I was like, a lot of people probably don't have toddler stuff. Like I feel like more people don't have it than have it. So I used a different grill, but then I just went ahead and put the toddler lights up. So I don't know, I guess they're not that important. If you don't have that pack, you can still download this. It just won't have the lights above the door, which is a nice touch, but not necessary. And I know the palm trees are kind of out of place. I don't know why I went with palm trees. I picked out the other trees and I just didn't like it as much. It looked like every other build I did, so I went with palm trees, and that probably doesn't make any sense, but I think it's nice. Oh, another part of the new update is to have rental houses. So I think I'm gonna do some builds of rental homes for, I don't really have any packs that have New Worlds, so I guess for like Oasis Springs or something. I'm trying to think of like what you would go to Oasis Springs for on vacation. So yeah, I'm trying to think of some stuff for that because that's so exciting. It will add so much gameplay and story to The Sims lives, and the new sentiments, of course, is very, very exciting. I'm excited to check that out because I have a lot of mods that basically do that, so it'll be nice to not have to rely on that. So in the kitchen, I found the perfect countertops. These are from Parenthood, and they had the birch wood and they also had the dark brown, which was amazing because that's like what I was trying to do, is have those multiple wood tones of that exact color. And I end up adding windows on either side, which is different. Usually I put the window right in front of the sink, but I add this sun wall decal, which I've never used before, but I do really like. When I was a kid, I'm sure you've all had this. I feel like this is like a universal thing, but that one right there in between the windows, I feel like we all had as a kid in our homes. And I put some, there's no cabinets, so I put some shelves in between the two windows. And right here, I was going to use the same bed that I used in my last build with the sunflowers because I love that build and the bed's so cute and it has flowers on it, and this is a plant lover's apartment, so it was like perfect. But I was like, I just did that, and I kind of did the same backyard thing. So I ended up using the Seasons one, which helped tie in it's kind of like the same color as the birch wood. So yeah, but then I brought in a little bit of a darker wood with the end table, and these wreaths I've also never used except for on doors in like around Christmas time. So I really, really liked that. I thought those looked really cute right there. And then I make this little entryway right by the door, which is really cute. And this is where I start to add like plants in every corner that I can fit them in to really tie in everything. And I love it. I really like using like 3 random plants, usually these 3 in corners. I think they look really, really good stacked together. And I end up not leaving that pot next to the orange tree, I don't think. But I really like it now that I'm looking, but I'm pretty sure I get rid of that. And here's where I add, instead of tiling, I went with stone. I thought the stone looked really good, and I add it on this whole half of the house and then on the other side behind the bed, which I think looks really good. And then here I am just adding some stuff on the shelf. So we go with like 2 plants. I actually put the Parenthood fruit bowl up here, which I don't know how practical that is, but I didn't know what else to put and it looked nice. So I went with that. And then there's some books just to kind of look like cookbooks or something. I know one pack comes with like literal cookbooks, but I don't have that pack, I guess. I didn't see them. And at first I wanted to go with a rocking chair, but this chair, I don't know what it was, but I kind of just liked this chair better once I pulled it out. And I really like this orange one right here that I look at for a second, but I end up going back to the white and black. I felt like it tied in all of the color schemes, even though we mostly got rid of the black. I changed the color so much. I think that's what took the longest, was just changing that. In here, I thought this would look cute with this combination of paintings. And maybe it does, but I ended up not liking it that much. So I just go with 3 of these plant paintings, which are like the only paintings in the game that I use. And I had string lights. You can see them above the door. There's some above the fridge in the kitchen, and then some right here, which I feel like just added just a little bit of detail that it just seemed like it was missing. This place isn't too cluttered, but I wanted it to look really lived in and planty and cute. And then we go ahead and add some lights. I use these mason jar ones from Parenthood. I don't know what it is, but I've been loving these right now. They're like the only lights that I use. And then I add these windows to the bathroom, and then I end up actually adding some behind the bed. I realized that I, just like my last build, forgot to put windows on everything but the front. So I do that, and I add this shelf and put some books on it, which I really like. I think that looks really cute, and those books are functional as a bookshelf. So that's nice. So there's the books, and then there's also the planters outside, the grill up top. I probably should have put an easel or something in here. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I do a quick tour, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Bye guys!